There must be darkness before light can shine. We're giving a voice to the voiceless, and we are honoring those and those left behind who have given the ultimate sacrifice. So we the people, raise up your glass. There will be no fear here, where light is eternal. You have found the two-step tribe. Welcome home.
In the glow of a screen, with hope in our hearts, celebrating freedom, we'll play our parts. From football fields to the ring of a fight, we hold our heads high in this American life. Raise up your glasses and toast to the night. For service and sacrifice we shine a light. With boots on the ground we're proud and we cheer. Together we stand with no room for fear. Here's to the heroes remembered in song. With every sweet note let our spirits grow strong. In unity, laughter will rise and we'll pray for freedom and honor, come what may.
Well, hello. How are you doing out there for Two-Step Tribe tonight with Tracy Two-Step? And look at you, Uncle Ryano, looking all great over there. How's it going?
Going good, love. How's everyone tonight?
Well, that's a great question, isn't it?
I know I'm good.
That is the question of the day and tonight and of the week. I know that we have a lot going on, a lot that just happened between CMA. A lot of us in the tribe moving in different directions with a lot of different music, good stuff going on, a lot. So in order to pay attention to everything that's going on, please follow Two-Step Tribe. That's the number 2, Two-Step Tribe. Check out YouTube. You're listening on the radio, go check out that YouTube. Trust me, you never know what he's wearing, what he's saying, and what he's doing. And you want to see this visual. So
Well, I'm super excited tonight, even more than my wardrobe selection, because we've got two fiery folks. We've got Caleb Grant and we've got an angel, an absolute angel, a true joy. These are the type of folks that brought me out of retirement and made me proud to be back. Miss the the queen of country soul. We got Miss Brei Carter, and I'm excited for this one.
well, yes, you're correct. We have Brei Carter in the house, and she is waiting backstage. I'm going to go ahead and pull her up. She has been a very busy bee here in the tribe. Mrs. Brei Carter, welcome to Two-Step Tribe. Brei, how are you?
I am amazing, Tracy Two Steps. Thanks for having me, Unc. It is so good to see you. You know you got my heart. Yes. Yes, so good to see you both. Honestly, thank you so much for having me tonight. It's a pleasure to be here, honestly.
But it
Tell
is
me,
so good.
to the most important, did your daddy have a good Father's Day?
Of course. He had an amazing Father's Day. How about you?
Yeah, we were wild. We spent half of it in Texas and half in Louisiana, but it was nice. It was nice.
You had a good Father's Day meal too, didn't you?
Girl, there was a big plate and I bit the ass off of it. So that's how you know it was good. Yep.
I wouldn't expect anything less than that, honestly.
Yes, they were throwing biscuits at me, trying to slow me down, but they can't do that. They can't stop me.
Oh my goodness! All right,
I hate I missed the margaritas. Honestly, I hate I missed the margaritas.
That sounds good. A dirty martini. I actually had a dirty martini. I was like, yes, I need that, please.
Yeah, y'all had me at dirty. I didn't even care what came after it. It could be dirty truck. It could be dirty martini. It could be whatever. I'm cheap and easy. Go ahead.
So Brei Carter is here up front in person with Two-Step Tribe. She is the tribe. Brei Carter, I don't know where to start because Bree is so busy. I do have to say this. Bree is a veteran, everybody, and I am just always first to go. Thank you so much for your service. And I am just grateful to someone like you who has served and still you get in the community and you support. I saw you with an organization that has never, ever forgotten who Sergeant Two Step is. Let's just say that. And I got to see you there, and you were at CMA, so we'll get into that. But it just, my heart was just like, oh my gosh, she's right there. So thank you for that, Bree. That was the world. I just love it. So I thought maybe you could tell us a little bit more about what you've been up to.
No, for sure. CMA Fest had a chance to be at Memories of Honor, which they do some great things over there. I love Amy and the rest of the crew, and it really blessed and warmed my heart just to be there, to sign autographs, just what they're doing, how they're giving back to families and what have you. So they actually gave a guitar out during CMA Fest to one of the families, which was amazing. And as an artist, we all got the opportunity to sign it before it was presented. So no, Amy, I love the things that they're doing. I love what you guys are doing. Being a veteran, I'd do it all over again today. God bless America. I love my country. So that's all I can say. I tell people
your country loves you, sweet girl.
Awesome.
Well, I thought it was beautiful. And aside from that, like I've been watching, it is so cool to go. I want everybody to go check out your music. You got to go check out music today in a digital era. We got to get to the playlist. We'll explain that a little bit more to you because Uncle will go right into that, what we've created with a playlist to make this for the studio, for the radio stations that we are working with in order to get our playlist literally on air for radio. And so Brei Carter, as part of Tribe, Brei, you have a song out. And with that song is a line dance. And I thought it was hilarious because with this song, you went on I think it's a morning show in Nashville. And you were trying to teach the ladies dance, right?
Yes, the ladies learned to dance. Boots get to talking. When I say they did an amazing job, it was great. I mean, and that's what it's about, especially we talk about Tribe, just being a part of the line dance community too, having music that makes people happy, make people feel good, and people just want to get up and move. And that was honestly the goal of bringing back those Louisiana roots. Ain't that right, Unc? Louisiana all the way. So Unc know about them Louisiana roots because we cut from the same cloth, so to speak. But just getting people to feel good and get up off the floor and dance and just move around. And that's Boots Get to Talking. And it's a tribute also to, my hometown being from Louisiana.
It sure is. And so it is a movement on itself, literally, with this song. So it's just amazing. And so I do want to make sure that we get that played on air for you. And then Uncle Ryano's got a smile over there so big. I want to see what he's waiting to say.
Well, I'm just proud because, when we decided to make the official Spotify two-step Tribe playlist, I didn't know how it was going to look. And, I wasn't going to try to be an architect of it. You guys are the artists. Y'all are the ones who speak for the millions with the songs that you create. You make the soundtrack to people's favorite memories. So I went and I basically started plucking and pulling. And we are now, from the guests on this show, we now have a playlist that's over 17 hours long. And it's still growing. And it's still rocking stem to stern. I mean, from the Ruta to the Tuta, as they say in Louisiana. Yeah. It's that thing it hits, man. It's really cool. And to me, it's one of the best examples of independent American music. And you don't need anybody to do it for you. Y'all are all doing it your damn self the way you want to do it. And it shows and it's amazing.
For sure. We just honestly, we thank you for the opportunity. Everything you guys are doing, keep doing it. When I say there's nothing like #Tribe, there's nothing like it. So we all need community, and that's what it's about.
That's very true. So Brei, we do have your song. We'll cue that up and play that. Uncle Ryan, as soon as he's like, go. But is there anything you'd like to us to know? Like what's coming up with you? You just got through with CMA. you've always got something going somewhere. What's coming up so that people can go check it out?
So many things are coming up, and I've been working on so many things. One, I am a CMA ambassador here in Nashville, so I'm super honored to be one of the faces of the CMA. So as an ambassador, I'm also an ambassador for Horses for Mental Health. So that is another passion. I'm big about mental health, making a difference in those lives. I have a blog called Music is Medicine. In addition to that, I'm just making sure that I'm giving back, doing anything in the community that I can, and especially for veterans and what have you. And that's kind of one of my life's missions that, I'm just dedicated to doing that. Also, I am the host to Country in Color, which is a platform that gives all people an opportunity to be able to perform and do country music and what they love and what's near and dear to their heart. So I got those things going on. My next single coming out is "Country Lives in Me." It's a nod to Louisiana, growing up with mimosa trees and climbing them, and willow trees, and dragonflies, and just hummingbirds, and just all of the things that you see that are attributed to the South. And just that song just speaks to my heart. I wrote that with a girl by the name of Kim McLean, and I can't wait for that to come out. I got a couple of songs coming out with some other people as well. Got some great collabs. Me and got some songs, got a project going on. I can't wait to get that wrapped up in the studio. So there's a lot of good things that, by the grace of God, I'm working on, and I'll be putting more tour dates up there within the next week or so. So I'm going to be on the road. I'm staying on the road. Any opportunity that I get.
Let me ask you: were you able to connect with Denaya Azure and Charles Madison out with Next Legacy on the West Coast?
Honestly, did you send me their information?
Yeah, I started that, but I need to circle back. That's 28 million listeners a week, and I think Country in Color is incredible, and I think it goes great with their programming. Same thing for Iconics Radio in Houston, Texas, with Rosie and Anthony. I think they're all tribe. All these people are tribe. So they're and Next Legacy is based out of Vegas, but it services all of California, Nevada, California, all the way up to the Northwest and all of the West Coast, basically. So that's all tribe. So we're pulling everybody together. So you and I shall revisit that this week, in case, because I'm a little old. They said 3 out of 5 finally eventually have performance issues. I guess mine just showed up. Oops.
I love it.
So yeah. So we'll work on that, and we'll get you and Denaya together on a phone call.
I would absolutely love that, and thank you.
That sounds great. I did just get back from Vegas, so that's exactly a good call right there, Uncle Ryano. And yes, shout out to Iconics, of course. Shout out to them and Rosie. There's a lot going on. Women in music, Bree. There's a lot going on there too.
For sure.
Coming from here, coming from DC, coming from Tennessee. I'm like, well, we all kind of just thought, you know what, let's pull this together. So we'll have to connect on back channels on what's going on there. I was doing my research and saw, wait a minute, Miss Rosie from Iconics is going to be in DC.
Yeah.
So
that is amazing.
There's stuff going in Texas and Tennessee as well. So,
and we've got to connect Bree. We've got to link her up with Emily Glazner, because Emily has a really strong following over in the UK, and we know that you have your European shows that are coming up, and so this is why we need to connect all this. And that way everybody's got kinfolk waiting on them when you get there.
I love it. I love when the pieces come together and we connect these dots. There's nothing like family. Like I said, it's #tribe. That's that community.
You got it. And ironically, Uncle Ryano, it is Emily. So Emily and I have been talking, and she is going to be doing Women in Music every week. And she's already been doing that. So now she's bringing it over to the tribe. So it's official, kicking off next week, that we will have that coming in. So I'll get with you on back channels for more about that.
I love it.
Bree. Let's talk about Bree. Now, Bree, on this song that you've got about your boots, you've got someone else on this song with you, and I want you to let them know who this is and about the song.
That's my brother, Electro Horse. Yeah.
Electro Horse.
Yeah, Electro Horse. Yeah, he's been pretty good. He's been actually been amazing. I've been doing some writing with him. He's been producing some of my music lately, more specifically Boots Get to Talking, Cake and Eat It Too, a couple of collabs and things that we have going on. He's big in the line dance community as well. Plus, he's also an artist. So not only does he produce, write, but he's also an artist too as Electro Horse, and he's big. Whereas I'm country soul, he's big into country dance music, and that's his area, his specialty, so to speak.
Ah, yes, yes. I actually do know, ironically, who he was, and it was interesting how we ended up finding out that I did. But yes, he's talented and in that movement as far as what's going on there
For
as well
sure.
in Nashville. So, but he is featured in the song, so I wanted to make sure we get that credit out there. And
That's right. Shout out to Electro Horse.
shout out to Electro Horse. Shout out right now, Snaps. I see you, hun, right there about women behind the lyrics for the story of the diverse female singer-songwriters for touring from Tennessee to Texas. Hun, we
I
got the
love
same
that.
thing.
I need to connect.
Right.
That's
all
what
need to
that's
connect.
what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Yeah,
It
we
works for
do.
me. It works for me because I like music and I like women. So to me, it's like PB and J. It goes together. But except I don't have an allergy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I think it's time we listen to this song and see about what's going on with Brei here, Mrs. Brei Carter with the boots. Brei, please tell us the name of your song and what you'd like to tell us, and let's get it on.
Get ready, y'all. We gonna let these boots get to talking.
There it is.
Let's go
There it
two-step,
is.
Tracy.
Here you go. Here it is. This is with Brei Carter right now, and this features Electro Horse as well.
Hey, yo, Brei,
Hey.
let's take him back to Louisiana. Come on, let's go.
Them boots get to talking, baby, all night long.
Let's go now.
Wanna hear some hands clapping, boots yapping. Get out that wall. Let's have a ball. Well, move it to the right, move it to the left. Don't see dope, won't have some soul. Last two steps. Boots get to talking, baby, all night long. Let's have a ball. Well.
Hey, yo, Brei, let him know.
Down up in the dirty, you get showered with love. Down to have the time of your life. Pour another shot before we cut up some rust. Who's in charge of music tonight? Uncle Eddie gon' grill, ain't no eating until Auntie Rosie come in the house. Loudon feels in the bag, grab your boots in your hand. You know we're about to turn this thing out. Well, them boots get to talking, baby.
Let him talk.
All night long. Wanna hear some hands clapping, boots yapping. Get out that wall. Let's have a ball. Well, move it to the right, move it to the left. Don't see no won't have some soul. Last few steps. Get to talking, baby. All night long. Let's have a ball. Well.
Hey, yo, Brei. Hey, now break it down.
Party get to jumping cause we're shaking and we're stopping. When you're here, get to running to the dance floor high. Been waiting all week just to hear your boots speak. While you're trying to whisper now, put your hands in the sky. Time to 9 to 5 cause we all just surviving. If you ain't stop your line, gon' have a good time. The boots get to scooting, the daisy gets to drinking. Now cowboys moving, grab a drink and no high. Down in the south, we get litty. Nothing like a good time with family. If we start fighting, it's independent. Just another good time in New Orleans. Let them blues get to talking, baby. All night long, all night long. Wanna hear some hands clapping, boots yapping.
I ain't yapping yet now.
Get off that wall. Let's have a ball. Well.
You're quiet.
Yeah, that makes me.
Quiet.
You don't even know. I want to grab my harmonicas every time that song come on. That's
I'm
that's real
looking.
bad if I'm driving.
I literally was looking for harmonica. It was mutant Bree. I was like, where is it? Where is it? That
Mo-
just kicks every part. Uncle Rhino, do you know what do-si do is?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's a
Okay.
dance. It's a
Yeah.
dance thing. Yeah.
Yep. It
Yeah,
is.
but I knew I was in South Mississippi though. I met two sisters. One was Dosi and her sister was Doe. That was a whole nother type of thing. But other than that,
Good.
we had to go to the river after that. But no,
Showing
it
out
was
tonight.
yeah. That's a different type of dance. But this one is, I think this one is very tasteful and very inspiring. Yes.
Well,
Yes, that
I think
that
it
other one
needs
involved was some
to
running when
talking.
Dosey found out about Doe. I had to run, so that was a whole other thing. Yeah,
Well, I'm asking because I want y'all to go check out the dance. Actually, to this that Bree has, Brei Carter, is very active in the community of working with the dance team, right, Bree?
I am. I
Okay.
am. I do the trail rides, the rodeos, line dance conventions, just across the board. I mean, hey, it's about getting people to move and feel good. Plus, that's heart
Yes.
healthy. So it's healthy to get up there and dance,
Yeah.
move around.
I would don't ask me to go work out. You can ask me to go do some dancing and that'll
That
work.
part.
well, one thing I'd like to
Good
see more
too.
of is these these dancers who are supporting you and they're lending their art to yours. I would like to see more utilization within the tribe. I would like to see more people support them as musicians, and give them. It's like the radio. It's the same way. We need to be investing in and supporting radio, not just always relying on them to support us. Same thing goes for these dance teams that come out. Red Dirt Steppin' is one that's near and dear to my heart in Texas. They do the traditional country dance, and I mean anything that we can do to prop these guys up and showcase them because their art. Like you're with all the teams that do the line dancing, I've been blown away with these people that you've been bringing into the tribe, and they're so brilliant, they're so beautiful, and I think we should showcase their art and their talent as much as they showcase ours by making it the soundtrack to their moves.
Agreed
Most definitely,
completely.
I agree. Bree, if you ever have an MP4, we can easily get that into the studio. We could have that play too. So just pretty easy. I just have to load the studio. So
I
that'll
got
work.
you. On my next visit, girl, like listen, I might have to be a regular guest. Y'all have y'all treat me. This is
But
gonna
Yeah,
be
that's
kind
what
of nice.
that,
this is your
that's the
home.
way with all y'all. We set it up so every 3 months we get you guys back and we get updates so everybody knows in real time what all we're doing. The new music because we're always creating the new shows because we're always doing them. The new relationships, the new people that we're bringing into the tribe that we can collectively celebrate and showcase. Along
For
with
sure.
your achievements. I was a proud ass papa. I swear, you already got a beautiful papa. But I was so proud when you had that stuff go down with the CMAs and you joined forces with them because that's a great institution. They were always good to me.
For
And
sure.
seeing someone who I adore be selected as their representative told me that the CMA in Nashville is alive and well.
No, for sure, for sure. Thank you. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my brothers over at Origins Music Group. When I say they look out for you, girl, they truly look out for you, girl. I mean, Corey, brother, if you're listening, I appreciate all that you do. It makes a huge difference, just as we talk about tribe and community. I keep saying that, but it's real. It makes a
Yes,
difference.
it
Just
does.
just giving a voice and people believing in you and truly like what the tribe does, want to see you succeed and us working together. It just makes a huge difference.
I love it. I love every bit of it. That's what tribe is, right? Like all of us
Yes.
coming together. Bree, we got you in here and watching the time for you for studio. We are live, everybody. It is a broadcast, a network, a podcast, and we are on radio, multiple stations. So I want to say thank you to all of you out there for carrying the tribe with you, the two-step tribe. Check out YouTube again, number 2. Two-Step Tribe. Don't go spelling out the number 2. It's Two-Step Tribe. Go look that. You can look at the actual footage and see what we're doing over here, and see Miss Brei Carter and check her out. I want you to go to Instagram.
Instagram under Brei Carter, BreiCarter, if y'all are listening. Yep. Facebook, it's Brei Carter Music. Across all platforms, it's Brei Carter. Love, yep. Like, listen, stream. Buy you some merchandise over there off the website. Do it all. I like it. BreiCarter.com, y'all.
Yeah, so I was going to say, go to BreiCarter.com and you can literally find everything there, as well as where you're going to be, your merchandise, everything going on. You can check out these dances that I'm talking about. Yes. All you got to do is go check that out. Look, go to Instagram and look at these dances. You will have fun. I'm like, I found myself doing the dance. I was like, wait, who's around me?
I love it. I love it. I need that video too, Tracy.
They got me dropping it like it's slightly warm when that fires up. So that's really nice. Hey, I got 2 questions for Brei. The first one is, where are you playing next? And then as soon as you answer that question, I've got one that's meaningful, even more so, I mean, on the personal side.
Okay, the next place I'm performing, I just got a call. I'm waiting on all the details, but I'm going to be here in Nashville for Juneteenth, performing a couple of songs out. If you check out my socials within the next 24 hours, I will be posting it. But I just got booked for a show for Thursday here in Nashville, Tennessee. So nice. I'm super excited about that. Other than that, I have the Artesian Music Festival coming up down in the Delta. So there's a lot of other things that'll be coming up. Got a couple shows in Kentucky. I'll be back in North Carolina. I'm in Cleveland next week. So yeah, I got some good things by the grace of God coming up. So I'm happy. Keep the shows coming. Y'all got something out there for me to do? Call me.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. And we will huddle up on that. We're going to get her all back down into Baton Rouge. All right. So the other one, and I know you have one. What is your most personal, memorable, oh my gosh moment from this last CMA?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I would have to say, with everything the CMA is doing, with just diversity and awareness and bringing people together, no matter what color they are, getting the opportunity to, when I was on my way back to the green room, back up to media to do another interview, I got called and they were like, hey, Brei, you're a very important part to CMA. We want you in this picture. We want you in this photo op. And it was just artists from all walks of life, all races and nationalities that came together, and just having someone say, hey, we see you. That in itself just said a lot, because sometimes you never know who sees you. You don't do it for the glory of wanting for someone to say it, but it sure is nice when someone says, hey, I see you, and just to kind of include you and bring you in. So that in itself was just very, I was just like, oh my goodness. And I think I got 2 moments. The other thing was getting off a flight and having on leggings, a camo jacket, and my favorite old boots that are over 15 years old that have been resold like 3 times, having to go directly from a flight to perform on 3 different stages.
I saw that.
That was like, wow. And that's where, as they say, the rubber meets the road. It's not about the show and the fancy and the glitz and glam. Hey, you're booked. You got a show to do. You got a show to do. You go there, you show up, and you do what you're supposed to do. There'll be times later for all the glitz and glam. So you just never know when you say God calls you and you want to be obedient and listen to him. When he says go, you go, and it doesn't matter what anything looks like.
Amen to that one. Amen. I know exactly what you're talking about there, Brei, but you look amazing. You sound amazing. You're doing amazing things.
Thank you.
Again, the official Two-Step Tribe playlist, Uncle, you usually roll that out for everyone listening, and so they'll know that they can find Brei as well there on the playlist too.
It's on the Spotify streaming platform, guys. Y'all just look up. It says Two-Step Tribe official playlist. You type that in, you'll find it. And it's new. So I've been backfilling it. We're still low on our numbers, but everybody needs to save it, share it, sling it out everywhere, because it's one thing for everyone to show up and say, "Oh man, we support you." Well, this is how you support them. You save that playlist. You share that on all your social media. You send it to your friends. That's how you truly support these artists who are working their heart out, because these guys, everyone, you got to understand, these aren't people chasing a dream. These are people who've answered a calling. There's something totally different. It's totally different. I dream about winning the lottery, but I'm not chasing those tickets. Okay, this is a calling where we step up and we lift each other up, and we try to create something beautiful for all of you, and we do it every day and every night of our lives. So I'm super proud of this beautiful woman here. Super proud. I'm not alone. There's a lot of them that are. She's got a bunch of new fans in Texas, by the way, just
I
saying.
love it.
That just happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
The playlist itself, so the way to go with this, so the official Two Step Tribe playlist actually is grabbed by the radio stations that we work with. So the songs that are added to that playlist on Spotify are actually in rotation. So they actually get played at the stations that we work with. So that playlist that you're going to see is typically the artists that are very close to the tribe inside working with the show. And then our stations that are good to us literally pull from that list and actually get played on the air. So not just our show. So your songs, your music get played into rotation. So that's the great part about it. So getting people back to the community, to the people where radio used to be, back with the people, and that side of it, I love that part. And then sharing the music. So between those two things, you can't go wrong. So having someone like Brei here to share that and that message and her music, and I get to smile and think of that dance and the news ladies trying to do that dance. I love that. I've got to go see that footage. Trust me.
I'm going to go. You got me now. I'm going to go see that. That's why we can't get the weather right. Everybody's so busy dancing. That's right.
Hey, they did a good job. They did a good job.
They did an amazing job.
I think they did good. I just thought it was fun. Let's just put it that way. It was fun.
For
so
sure.
Brei Carter joining us tonight live on Two Step Tribe. She's been with Tribe. She knows what she's doing. You have done excellent, and you have been hustling all around, because CMA, it was like, she's here, she's there. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Where's she at? My head was spinning a little bit, and I was like, I know her. She's like, okay. But Brei, your outfit. Now, you know, I'm sorry, Unc, hold on. That outfit, the studded outfit, the blue jean outfit. I'm like,
Yes.
Whoa, wait a minute. Where are you shopping at?
Yeah. I thank you for bringing up that outfit. Yeah, I was told that outfit shut a couple things down. So, shout out to my stylist, Vintage 70. She put that together. So, definitely.
Yes. See, we should be shouting out, because I saw that one. I love that. That was amazing. I see this comment popping up here that thank you so much for that.
Yes,
you love so much. I got people inside here pulling up comments. Definitely go support Brei Carter, and definitely your stylist is a great stylist. I was like, woo.
I'll hook you up, Tracy.
Y'all need to go see her Instagram, and you will know what I'm talking about. You'll be like, oh, now I get it. It looks good. You look great. You sound great.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Energy. You're just such a great person. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoy your music, your presence as a person, though. And so to me, that means a whole lot more than someone that may have a name in music. To me, it's about the people and giving back to each other. So
everybody in Tribe has a name. They're making a name. They're chasing a name. And that's how that is. Her number one qualification is she has a light that's incredible when the cameras aren't rolling. Her parents did a great job. She's an incredible testament to her family at home that she comes from and where she comes from. And she makes music and the world better by being in both of them. So on that note, I want to thank beautiful Brei Carter for popping in tonight. Super proud of you, kid. And looking forward to the stuff we fixing up. We're gonna light them up and lay it down.
Yes, I can't wait. Y'all wait. One more shout out. Y'all better get ready. We got a weed whacker coming through.
Oh, uh-oh.
So get ready.
I want to hear that. I can't wait for that dance.
Awesome. Okay,
That's
love
pretty
y'all.
good.
We'll talk soon, okay?
Yes, ma'am. It's Brei Carter joining
Thanks
us
for
tonight.
having
Live.
me.
Y'all check it out. Brei Carter. That is BREI Carter.com. Thanks so much, Brei. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
All
See ya.
right, Uncle Ryano. We have with us tonight Caleb Grant. Caleb has been backstage. I saw him laugh a couple of times. You said that PBJ, couple of comments. I was like, oh, he's already know. He has to know he's already in for it. He's joining us right now on the stage with Caleb Grant. Caleb, how are you
Hey,
doing?
how's it going, y'all? What's up?
How are
What is
you?
up, young man?
Oh, just hanging out, man. We were burning some trash earlier, so I just snuck back into the studio. We're about to eat dinner after this, but just hanging out, dude.
Yeah,
Love
that
it.
is country as a hoe handle. That man said, I'm laying down tracks. We burning some trash. We about to go eat dinner.
Hey, we live on a peach farm, man. You got to do multiple things all the time.
Oh,
When,
cool.
I died laughing, so I got to tell this on this topic. So when I came out of retirement, one of my dear friends, shout out to Mr. Brian Austin Cuevas. He's one of the angels in my life. He and I go back 30 years. He and I decided if I was going to record again, we were going to start it together and start doing it together in the studio. And he had a home system set up at his house, so that's where we started tracking, kind of figuring out what we wanted to do. And he had the grandbabies over, and he and I were in there tracking, and the kids were going. It sounded like WWE in the living room, and the dogs were barking and everything else.
You
And
got
he
to turn the
turned around.
noise rate up to like 80.
Oh yeah. And he got up from the console and he walked out. He said, hold on. I'm sitting there with the cans on at the mic. And he goes, hold on. And he threw the door open and said, y'all be quiet. Pawpaw's tracking. I like to die. Yeah. Y'all be quiet. Pawpaw's
Uh,
tracking.
oh,
Yeah.
dude, we have full bands coming here in this room.
Oh,
And
wow.
it gets crazy. But in 2025, if you, I mean, it costs some money, but if you're willing to spend the money, you can pretty much, you make a badass studio, you know what I mean, in a room.
Right. Yeah.
And
Well,
it's a lot of it comes down to like a user ability and the music you're working with. But I mean, it's come a long ways, like home recording, even from 5 to 10 years ago, as far as the quality you can get, it's insane.
Isn't that
uh,
cool? It
we
is.
we had to do when my first album in Nashville was 150 grand.
Mm-hmm.
And you can, that was, now granted there were like 30 something grand for the producer plus his points. You got caterers, you got union scale and all this stuff, but that was just 10 songs and it was 150 grand.
Yeah.
And now you can make a killer freaking project if everybody on it is like skilled at the disciplines, all the different things, and everybody kind of pulls together. You can make an album that will crush
Yeah.
for 10 or 12
Dude, I
grand.
mean, that was my thing is I'd been a session guitar player for a long time and like a producer off the computer, I was not an engineer on the laptop. So I was like, really, all I need to cut out that cost of recording for myself and make money off of others is to learn how to use a Mac. I was like, I can freaking do that. I just went to a small school in the country, so we didn't have computers and like I was really terrible with a computer, but it took me like a month. But now, like, if I want to record a song, like the other night, I woke up at 11 o'clock and I was like, I think I want to record this Bush song called Come Down, a cover, because my distributor wanted me to put a cover out. And by 10 o'clock the next day, it was ready to come out and I didn't have to pay anybody. I mean, granted, I have my cost into the studio and in my gear and stuff, but now for the rest of my life, I can not only put my music out for basically free, but I can record other people and make money to fund my marketing, fund new guitars, things like that. So it was a lot of work at first to like get everything in here and put it together, but luckily from just the years of studio experience, I knew what to buy. So that helped a lot. But man, I recommend to all the young artists, even though I shouldn't, I should tell them to come to my place. I tell all of them, you need to be learning how to record yourself because what a lot of people don't realize today is that labels, like major labels, real record deals, are not really happening to people until they're already famous. And not that that's a bad thing. It's just like in conjunction with streaming and radio basically being split now, labels don't. They're not gonna like fund your first record for free. They're not gonna promote your tour. You have to do all that stuff yourself. So that costs money. Running a TikTok ad for $30 twice a week, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff you have to pay for as an artist if you want your music to grow, you know? And so you need to have a job. You need to be having multiple incomes. And if you can cut out your recording cost and put that 25 or 30 G's you were going to spend on an EP into marketing, then you might have a chance. But you know, there's 70,000 songs that come out a day on Spotify. So if you're not advertising with
How
money,
many?
70,000 a
Did
day,
you know? Did you know that it's gone up globally to 220,000?
even more. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
So even more of a reason why, you know, I think that cutting your recording costs down, not compromising the quality, but finding a way to do things yourself so that you're still going to have to spend money, but you need to have the money to spend. And if you spend $30,000 at 20 years old on a 5 or 6 song EP, well, you probably just wasted that if you don't have 30 or 40 thousand dollars to go with that in promotion. And
Yeah.
I didn't know that when I was 18 years old. You know, it was 2015. The industry was still kind of social media and kind of you go play 100 shows and get better, but there was really no roadmap for it. And now it's pretty obvious that you know, it's going to be a lot of promoting. Whether the music is good or bad, it doesn't. I'm not saying make bad music, but even if your music is great, even if you write a whole lot of love, you're putting it out with 220,000 other songs that day. You know, so like you got to find a way to make it cut into that algorithm, and sadly, that seems to be with dollars. So
It
that's why
is.
I built the studio.
but
Yeah.
to your point, also for young artists, since we're having a tutorial for them, I would say, everybody is in such a rush to run out and play and get on any flat stage that somebody will let them stand on for no money. You're literally burning diesel and gas and beating up your vehicle and beating up your instrument. It's good to have that experience to play live,
Yeah,
but I think building the online following and building your catalog as deep as possible, so people that 2 or 3 songs, people see you as creative,
yeah,
especially when they're really solid good. You get 20 or 30, people see you as for real.
yeah,
And you get that up to 50 or 60, and you now have a big enough body of work that the collective streaming numbers help you, because you're not making money off of streaming, but you'll make your money off of your follower monthly listener count,
right.
because you'll start getting real shows, and then now you're moving into merch and how you're actually going to start funding everything.
Yeah, and that's what I tell my young artists. I'm like, there's a happy medium of going out and learning how to perform. You need to do that. But after a certain point, I ask them all the time, I'm like, how many times do you go see your favorite artist in the same town each year? How many times does Eric Church play in Atlanta every year, for example? Once, maybe. You know what I mean? But not
Maybe.
50 times, not a
Yeah.
100 times. And it's like
Yeah.
once you've got that under your belt, you need to stop doing that, you know, and just like be patient and like you said, put out great music. One thing that I did, I toured with a guy named Sterling Elza for a long time, and we were signed to Sony. So I was a co-writer on a song that's doing well right now, which is it's paying me decent royalties every month. So that's helping me a lot. And I preach to these young artists. I'm like, you can be all in on your solo music and still have other revenue streams, you know, that aren't cutting into your time, like co-writing, like production, session work, anything that you can do to put money back into your business to grow it, you know, which these are all things that I just like learned, you know, really in the last couple of years when I got sober, long term. But now I feel like I have a pretty good bearing on how the industry is working, you know, or at least how to get a project up and going. And you're exactly right. Like after you get your chops under you, man, start recording and promoting because you're really just spinning your wheels because the list of priorities of activities people want to go do in the evening is way longer than it was 10, 15 years ago. And going to see a live local band is just not high on the list. It's just not, you know?
Not one you factor in the cost of the drinks and shitty parking.
Exactly.
You
And with
know,
the economy the way it is right now, it's very hard to get people to come see a show if they haven't seen you online. If somebody hasn't told them that you're good, like sometimes people have to be told that. And then they're like, all right. But
but if you get the numbers and you end up playing the arenas and the coliseums, now it's not a show; it's an event,
yeah,
and people like to go to an event,
it's become
especially.
such an overnight thing, you know. It's become like decades of work for really an overnight change, which is totally cool. You know, it's just like it's just navigating that. You know, for somebody like me, it's weird because I've been playing guitar for a long time, and for half of that time, it was go out and play as many gigs as possible, and just like road dog it out. And really, I think after COVID, it really expedited this current music industry that we have right now, which is really a pay to play situation until your numbers get to where they're going, you know? But
Uh,
it's also cool because at the same time, you know, a kid in Kansas City can be in his basement and for $30 he can put his song on every streaming platform that exists. And if you wanted every person to have access to your music 20 years ago, they had to sell your CD at Hastings. You know what I mean? Like you had to be signed to a label. So the trade off in the lack of the royalties is that you can put the music out yourself now. It's all up to you to promote it. And I think that that's not necessarily a bad thing because I think in the long run it gives you more control.
Anderson Merchandisers used to be the merchandising entity that was in the. They had the task of placing the music in Hastings and in Target and Kmart and Walmart, and so they were like a cabal almost, just like it was with radio. You had to climb over this impenetrable wall just to be included into the distribution and placed, and then you'd be lost in the sea of numbers because unless they had an end cap or something that kind of set you apart from all
You'd
the
be stuck
CDs
behind
and
Shania Twain.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that what you're talking about is spot on. And to me, these kids who can start doing lives where they're rehearsing and you start doing lives in your basement with good sound and good mics to pick it up in the basement, you start doing lives very quickly. You can end up with 5 or 6 thousand people who are watching, versus you can drive, an hour and a half, 2 hours to go play a little bar with 500 people in it, and you
If
could,
you're lucky, if you're lucky,
yeah,
I've played far more bar gigs with less than 50 people than I have with 500 people. You know what I mean? Like you're exactly right, man, and you're gonna probably come home with some a mental drain on you, maybe some alcohol issues, some damaged gear. Like it costs money to go out and do that stuff, you know. But and not to discourage people from playing live music because again, if I was 40 years old and like I was like I'm not gonna make it, I would start a cover band and I'd have the time of my life playing the bar gigs, you know. But right now, if you're trying to make it with your original music, I feel like there's certain ways that you should go about it, you know, without wasting your time and your money because they go quick.
Well,
to
and
his
one of the
to his
reasons
point.
that we're here is to be on radio and to be able to get someone like you, Caleb and Bree, who was just here. We're able to get you pulled into stations because the same thing's happening in radio. So a lot that's changing. There's not as many roots in the ground like there should
Not a
be.
budget. There's no
And
middleman
it's way
anymore.
out of the budget. So we've grouped together as tribe and we have all these different layers within us. So it's interesting that you came in talking about all these business aspects when ironically that is tribe. Tribe is multiple aspects of the industry with multiple people. So that is
You
very
kind of
interesting.
have to be a conglomerate now, you know, to
Yeah,
really pull it off.
and grouped together too. And I'm curious because we just jumped right into the whole conversation. I do want to introduce you as Caleb Grant and then give like a little bit of you do play music, you do write, and you
So
have
yeah,
that.
I'm a singer songwriter. That's what I do now. I put out
Yeah.
my own music. I produce everything and play it myself. For years before that, I toured as a lead guitar player. But yeah, right now I'm mostly just doing my own music, and then I produce other bands.
Nice.
And I'll do session guitar, but I play bass as well if they ask me to. But yeah, I'm mainly just focused on my own stuff, which started coming out in March of this year, and I've been dropping a single every month, and I'm doing that every month till October, and then my debut album comes out. Um, but I'm almost 2 years sober from alcohol, so I had a pretty good catalog built up from touring, but not putting music out. So a lot of the songs I'm putting out right now, half of them are 3 to 5 years old. Some of them I wrote while I was making the record. But it's some of it's alternative rock, some of it's country. I'm a guitar player by trade, so it's all. If you like guitar solos, you like the Allman Brothers, Leonard Skinner, Jeff Beck. If you like classic rock guitar playing, there's a lot of that in there. Just because that's what I love. But I have no idea what I would make what I would label the genre.
Yeah.
Because
Look,
I'm doing
it's
everything.
American music. You're making American music. And that's exactly how it comes out. That's exactly how it sounds. It's quintessential American music. And it sounds fantastic. I was listening to your tracks today. Tracy had sent me a bunch of stuff, and I had some downtime. And there was a rock band 100,000 years ago. There was a rock band called Abel Cain.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, that was me.
no
So
way.
yeah, so we
That's
toured with
so legit.
a band called Blackstone Cherry,
Oh, I know
and
Blackstone Cherry, man.
yeah, and they did 220 gigs a year. And I told them back then, I said, y'all are nuts. I said, instead of, but no, we got to do it. We got to do it. And there were two competing philosophies back then. You can, you know, be a perpetual opener like we were, where we were opening for Fuel and Shine Down and Big and Rich and Gretchen and Kid Rock and those kind of
What a
guys.
great time to be alive.
Well, it was a great time to be a rock star.
Yeah,
My liver still remembers. But so I empathize, and I'm proud of you for the changes that you made, because you know what really matters in life, and you're showing it with the way that you live right now. And I'd like to right now take this moment to welcome you to the tribe, young man.
well, thank you, brother. I appreciate that, and thank you for talking about my music like that. I really appreciate it. I've never heard anybody describe it as quintessential American, but I guess when I think about, I have this conversation with people all the time, and I have been for about a decade about how music is really going to become genreless, or at least the genres are going to have to shift at one point, and that's because people of my age group, if you ask them what they listen to, they all tell you everything, and it's because they have access to everything. So you
Everything.
take that a step further, those same people are now the ones making the music, right? And putting the music out that have had basically 10 to 15 years to listen to music that used to cost us 10 to 15 bucks an album. So you're going to have a blend of several genres at once, even if it's heavy on the rock side or heavy on the country side, just by default, because of the human influence and the influence of the art that's already circulating. Because to me, I really feel like modern music started in like 1965, the mid 60s. So we got like 60 years of of influence to draw from. And I think that I listen to a lot of American rock, like grunge, classic rock, a lot of Nickelback, Shinedown, all the bands you said. So you're probably exactly right. It's quintessential American music. And I think that's because I never realized this until we had this conversation, but that's what I listen to the most of, you know,
Every one of us is a muddy river. We carry every place inside us that we've ever been, and
100%.
you carry musically every song you ever loved, and it comes back out of you You're giving back when it goes inside you and it morphs into something that's uniquely you, and then you give it back after it's made that turn. That's the way music stays alive. And when we did what we did with Abel Kane, we were fought. They fought us tooth and nail because we basically tore down all the fences and all the walls, and we had the craziest bluegrass uh, instruments in there with turntables tripping and the 20-foot stack of Marshalls and the Les Paul just slaughtering the first four rows out front. I mean, you could see people's clothes moving with the dual kicks and the
That's what I'm talking
five-string bass.
about.
And I mean, we would play those, in Nashville. They all the industry heavies loved what we did, but then they would just stand there and stare at us and say radio would never play it. That was their excuse to not be successful. And then you turn right around and we'd go play for 50, 60,000 people and they'd lose their freaking minds. It would be
Right.
country when we got there. It'd be a mosh pit when we left.
They
And
didn't get
so
to see you. They didn't get to see you in your realm.
they did, but they didn't know what to do with it. It looked like a volcano erupted. I mean, they couldn't, it was going to be more than they could control. And if they couldn't control it, then they didn't want to allow it into the marketplace. So that's why, and it was okay for us because we were truly indie underground. We didn't do radio, even though we were all over radio. It wasn't anything we released as a single. They would just different stations would just start playing our stuff, mostly rock stations, and it was
Yeah.
country material. But we when we always opened, because we kind of jumped over all that, and we would open for all the big heavies. And you're playing Fenway Park, you're playing Texas Stadium, you're playing Arizona State Fair, and Sturgis and things like that are just massive crowds. Rocktoberfest in Illinois, you're playing these things, and so naturally, we the headliners bringing in the horde, and a lot of people though would be familiar with us to some degree or another, and we ended up having a lot of people that went from show to show to show because they had an attachment to us per se. But I know where you're talking about when you play live. That's where you get to connect soul to people. But musically, for the people now, so much everybody, they're used to their groceries coming directly to them. They're used to all their entertainment
Or
coming directly
yeah,
to them.
man, and dude, it's like we said earlier about like performance. Like I've probably heard my favorite song 1,000 times. I've probably seen it performed three. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? My main form of consumption of music is listening to it, whether it's in my car or at the house. So like, there's this line you have to walk as an artist, because the artist in you wants to go play every night because that's where the fun is. But you have to take a step back and realize like what has the most impact that I do, and that's your recorded piece of music because that's the thing that people can listen to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They don't really have to pay for it per se, like it's available. And for me, that's why like building a studio and learning how to do my own thing became so important because I was like, I can go play all the shows in the world, but there's a chance that 40% of the people that listen to my music won't ever see me play. You know what I mean? Even if they want to, whether that's economic issues like geography, so like being in the studio and being transparent is super important. Like those, I think the songs I sent to you guys, two of them I wrote when I was in rehab, and I think that's why they're good songs. Because I had no choice but to be real honest in there. And that's what I've been really focused on the last couple years is like transparency, not like necessarily like a display of ability or talent, but like when my favorite music comes on, I instantly think about a time in my life when I think of that song. I think of my best friend, or I think about being 12 years old in the woods. But like every time I hear that said song, that's what I think of. And I was like, man, I haven't been writing music that's doing that. I've been writing music that's like, hey, look at me. And I was like, I want to write soundtracks, because that's what I like. And not that that's easy to do by any stretch, or I'm claiming that I'm great at doing that, but that's what I strive to do in my writing now. Is like, hopefully, like somebody hears it and they're like, "Fuck, dude, that makes me want to call my mom," or like,
That's when you make
makes
the
me think my
turn as a writer.
yeah,
I
You
love
make
it. I'm just sitting back listening, and I hope everyone else out there is getting this education in regards to. It's funny, Caleb, because you're actually saying what we normally get in here and end up saying to artists. So I'm like, hey, we just get Caleb in here, and he's just like, boom,
well.
there it is. I love it.
He's so on top of it,
I know.
and I speak on a lot of panels myself at different events, and I speak to writers. And you can't teach someone who doesn't know how to write. You have to take somebody who's a writer and teach them how to teach themselves to become epic. And you can do that by the tricks as a writer can teach another writer how to be a better writer, but you can't teach someone who's not a writer how to be a writer. and
yeah,
and and all those books that say we'll teach you how to songwrite. I made some people upset because I shook up their honey hole at some of those songwriting camps because I just never did believe that, and I don't want to take somebody's money, but I tell them instead of
What did
making
you say?
everything about you, do what?
What did you say? Honey hole?
Yeah, honey hole. Yeah, that's where somebody's making their money. Yeah, gravy train, honey hole, whatever.
Okay,
And
that
so for
works.
for me, I will tell you, I realized a long time ago, and that's where I think, and hearing you speak, it makes sense to me. This is where you really turn as a writer, make another turn in development, because everyone who's new is wanting to write, well, I think I should say this, or this is my experience. People don't want to hear you just talk about yourself all the time, including my old ass. People want to hear me talk about them. So if I can write something from their perspective and give and make it true and they adopt it, they feel like it was written tailor made for
right.
them. Now
And
they see,
on the other side of that, you can achieve that same thing by writing about yourself, but you can't take any shortcuts. You can't lie about what happened. You can't sugarcoat the event because the only way to make something about yourself relatable to other people is to tell the truth about it because it has happened to them. But if you start trying to make it rhyme too much or you want to make this story change, that's when shit becomes unrelatable. You know, it's no different than me having a conversation with you and telling you something that's not true when I could have
yeah,
just told you the truth. You
yeah,
know, like why didn't I just say that? And like for me as a writer, I feel like the conversation I have the most with people is like I know I'm always guilty of, oh, I want it to sound like this. That's already happened. That's already been done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you feel? How do you feel in this moment? Like when you just objectively listen to this riff, what does it make you think of, and where do you want to go next? And for me, that's what I try to do as a writer is just like literally stop thinking, you know, and just obviously you have some certain rules that you stick to as far as time signatures and melodies, but within that structure, you know, just be transparent. And that's hard. That's really hard to do, but like that's the objective is just like you're talking right now to me, you know, or I am to you. You just want to come across that way in a song because that's what a non-musician is going to relate to you. And that's really
Yeah,
hard to do.
I like it.
I want to get to showing everybody why I'm so excited. Tracy brought you to me. I wasn't familiar yet. And so
I'm new,
Tra-
man.
Tracy introduced me to your music and I absolutely loved it. And I want to get to cracking and show all these fine folks why I was so excited about you when I heard you. You know what you sent to Tracy. You do the
Yeah.
driving, Caleb. You tell us which one you want us to play first.
I'll let y'all play. Are we gonna do two or three?
Uh,
Shit, I won't play them all, son.
Okay,
Probably
well
the three to four.
we'll start with one that's already out. This song came out on April 4th, I want to say. It's called Tennessee. And this is one that I wrote in rehab, and I had had this riff for about 5 years and could never write lyrics. And then in rehab, it just came to me quickly in like 20 minutes, and it turned out to be a really good song, and I kept it. and I recorded it after I got sober.
All right. Well, we got Caleb Grant in the house tonight. Caleb, would you direct people to either go to an Instagram or a website for you?
Yeah, you can go to my Instagram is Caleb Grant Music. I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, all that is Caleb Grant. TikTok, Facebook, just my first and last name. You can pretty much find me anywhere.
Do you have a website too, or just you go to the Instagram?
I mainly do Instagram right now. I have an EPK, but it's not a public link.
Okay.
Mainly because I don't have I'm so new. I don't have a ton of shows booked yet. I don't have merch. I don't have any reason for a website yet, but I'm gonna get one here soon. We're on Bands in Town as well. You can look up Caleb Grant on there.
Yeah, it's there. I found it very easily on Instagram. So when you go to Instagram for Caleb Grant Music, you can find it easy there. And again, obviously on Spotify. This is a song. The name of the song is Tennessee. That is where I'm from. This is by Caleb Grant. Check this out on Two Step Tribe Live right now.
Glass of
love it. I love to see the fade in and the fade out of what someone's going to do, but definitely you and that guitar, I definitely want to like hear you at some point play live that guitar. I can tell. Like
I was
you
just
can,
Les Paul. I have my acoustic too.
I can tell
But
you
that's
can
right.
definitely handle that guitar.
Well,
No
for
problems
so
there.
I started out just playing guitar, and like a month in, my uncle was just looking at me, and he's like, "Dude, you're not gonna pick up any chicks just playing the guitar." And I was like, "Dude, you're freaking right." And so I started learning to sing, and it was terrible. Like it was blatantly just so bad. I'm still objectively a guitar player that sings. I don't call myself a singer, but yeah, guitar is for sure my comfy place.
You definitely
You,
can play that guitar very, very well.
you know, as far as vocals go, I absolutely love your voice. And I'll tell you, um, Willie is a communicator. Bob Dylan is a communicator. The people who are communicators become icons. Johnny Cash was a communicator. Mariah Carey is a vocalist. Barbara Streisand is a vocalist. You have these people who have these crazy ranges and can do all these cool licks. But I mean, with the exception of two or three songs, if they're lucky, they're not going to become just iconic. I mean, the press will always roll them out that way, but when it comes to the common folk, they don't adopt those
That
people as
music
their.
ain't get nobody through nothing. You know what
That's
I
it.
mean?
Yeah,
And
hitting five licks in between four bars isn't gonna. That doesn't change my life. But saying something and me feeling it when you say it, that makes something that you wrote become the soundtrack to the favorite memories of my life.
I will say though, all I want for Christmas is you as a slapper. Shout out Mariah Carey. I love that song. But yeah, man, no, I agree, and I think honestly, not being able to sing has helped me as a writer.
Yeah, you think,
Because yeah, I
son?
think
Don't
you
you do
got to
that?
lean into it, you know.
No, I love your voice, man. Yeah, and not comparing you to anybody at all. But another person who I always loved their music was Steve Earle. And
Oh,
Steve
dude,
Earle,
I'm a
that-
Texas boy, man. That's my guy, bro. That's
yeah,
my guy.
and that's you got a lot of parallels. I live next door to Randy Scruggs' studio where they cut Copperhead Road and Guitar Town.
Oh,
So
dude, that whole
yeah,
record, man. Him and Radney Foster and Robert Earl Keen and Chris Knight, like to me, those are the guys that I grew up on as far as like that's Texas country. You know, that's
mhm.
what I knew of. But Steve is great, man. Like, and he's a really underrated guitar player as a finger picker. He's a phenomenal guitar player. Love
I
that.
think I think you stand right next to those guys. I know Radney personally, and Cindy, his wife. They're amazing, beautiful people, and I will tell you that I think Radney would
And
give you a nod. He'd give you a
can
nod
I
in a
tell you
minute.
something, man? So I met Radney when I was 5, and I met him again when I was like 20 at Saxon Pub. But like as a fan, I didn't meet him in like any type of working capacity. But that guy is literally like my hero, like one of my all-time favorite songwriters. Like all of the music that you hear is like hugely influenced by Rodney Foster, especially Del Rio, Texas, 1959. That record, bro. Like Old Silver was my dad's favorite song. Like, dude, getting to play Blaine's Pub was like the coolest thing ever to me because my dad saw Rodney Foster at Blaine's Pub and he stood on the table and played Old Silver. And every time we go see him now, my dad will still shout, "Play Old Silver, play Old Silver," and Rodney remembers it, man. And like, literally, those guys are like my Mount Rushmore, dude, because they're from
What
the
what
state I live in, you know.
what message do you have for Radney right now? Because when this show is over, I'm sending this link directly to his wife and him. So, what do you got for Radney?
Man, tell him thank you for all the freaking music over the years that me and my dad and my little brother and my uncle and our whole family grew up to. Tell him thanks for listening to my music if he does. And tell him if he ever wants to help me or if he wants to write, I will do anything, dude. That guy is an icon, but mainly just tell him thank you for the music and always being really nice to me anytime I've met him because he's a super nice guy.
Incredible. He's one of those guys that may have also he makes music better because he's in it. He's part of it, and
Well,
people
dude,
have no idea how epic his music has been and how many other artists have cut his
oh my
music. He's
God,
one of my. He's so
amazing.
talented.
Amazing, dude. Like I think the last time I saw him before Saxon Pub was at the Kessler in Dallas. And it was just him and Eddie on the acoustic. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh, it was awesome. But dude, I started playing guitar because of Keith Urban, and like a lot of people don't know, Raining on Sunday, Radney Foster, dude.
Yep.
Radney Foster. Like, dude's written so many good like contemporary country songs. But then he can also write a song like "Closing Time" or like "Went for a Ride."
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
like, holy crap,
Closing
you know
Time.
what I mean? Like that's how it's done. That guy is criminally underrated.
I agree. I think everybody needs to look up Mr. Radney, Radney
Shout out,
Foster.
right?
Yeah, they need to look him up, educate yourself because he means a whole lot to a whole lot of us. And
Down
Mr.
here where I
Caleb Brink
live in
right
East
here.
Texas, dude, he's like him and Bruce and Charlie and Chris, like those guys are the Bible. I mean, they're sacred. Like they
We'll
You
really
have to
done
are.
been
get him
put in
on.
there. Radney, you done been put in there with Moses. Radney, you heard that, didn't
Well,
You'll
dude,
have to
so
get Radney on.
I live in Mahia, which is like 30 minutes from Abbott, where Willie's from, and it's where Anna Nicole Smith is from.
I was
But I originally grew up in the Corsicana area, which is like Billy Joe Shaver, Lefty Frizzell. So we got some music
Mahia
in this
hits.
area, you know.
What the hell?
you? Yeah,
Uh,
I originally came from Tyler myself.
oh, dude, 31, man. I grew up in Dawson,
Yep,
in
I was
between Waco.
everywhere. I've been on 3 continents since, but I started in Tyler, Texas.
You ever been to Dawson? It's in
Yes.
between. Yeah, that's my hometown, dude. That's where I was born and raised.
All right. All right. Well, where are you living
Dallas
now?
Dude, I live in Mahia.
Okay. All right.
I've done lived in Nashville, Austin. I met my girlfriend in College Station, and she's from Iowa and bought a house out here of all places, on a
Wow.
peach farm.
In
Well,
Iowa?
My girlfriend is from Iowa, and
Oh,
when
okay.
she
Yes.
bought her house here, I was like, babe, that's like 30 minutes from where I grew up.
Yeah.
I was like, but we
Yeah.
love it. It's been really great. But
Good.
true story though. I mean, when he says his girlfriend's from College Station, they're known to only have beautiful women there. There was one girl that was reported to be. There was one reported ugly woman in College Station, but nobody could find her. It was like a Bigfoot sighting. And when they finally got her pinned down and they finally located her, come to find out she actually went to Louisiana Tech. She didn't go to College
oh my
Station.
god,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense.
You'll have to get Rodney on the show there. So yes, what you didn't know, Caleb, is Uncle Ryano now rebranded is Abel Kane. So Abel Kane is his rock band, and since he's come out of retirement, it's now Uncle Ryano. So I don't even think I shared that with you at all. As
No,
a matter of fact,
I really didn't know
yeah,
much about you guys till I turned
no,
on the screen.
yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. And it's because we have a mutual artist in between us that I love and trust. And they were like, hey, here. And I was like, okay. So I don't usually ask too many questions if it comes from a very close inner circle person. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah.
And,
Well, this is a great. I'm having a blast. This is a really cool format, like what you guys have going.
well, full disclosure with Abel Kane, just for historical record, I wasn't only Abel Kane. No, two of the most talented, three actually, of the most talented people I ever met in my life. I had James Perrineau, who's a phenomenal, incredible, one of the best guitar players on the planet, who worked with Stevie Nicks and Taylor Swift and Leanne Rimes and a whole bunch of those guys. And then on the other side, we had Pete Iannacone, who was the band leader for Shakira, and Joss
Oh,
Stone
come on
and
now.
and Barry White. Yeah, so those were the three of us made Abel Kane. And then when Pete was touring in Europe, Dave Webb from Sugarland would come in and jump on with us, and he would take Pete's chair
Dave's
until
great.
Pete got. Yep, Dave Webb. Yep.
Yeah, I've seen Sugarland. Like when I
Mhm.
was in second grade, I saw Prime Sugarland, dude, at the old Cowboys Stadium. It was Miranda Lambert's first album. Like Brad Paisley was touring the Mud on the Tires record. Diamond Rio played.
Then that
I
means
had
that
about six.
Dave was up there when you were at the show.
I saw him. Yeah, he was
Yep.
there, dude. Super
There you
cool.
go. I
Man.
love it. I love it. And Caleb, we've got more of your music in here too. Would
Yeah,
you
let's get
go
cracking.
to,
We need to
would
show
you
this young
do
man off.
Oh Me or Texas Sky? Or I know one of these we're holding to the end. So
Let's
where
do.
would you go?
Let's do. I think we should do Texas Sky.
Okay,
That
Texas
one.
Sky. Is this one that you did
Actually,
yourself?
I lied. Let's do Oh Me. It's
Okay.
a hard rock song, and this is the
Okay.
first song. It's the first song I cut in this room by myself, like doing everything mixed,
Okay.
mastered, top to bottom.
All right.
But yeah,
All right, you got it. This is Oh Me, literally OHME, Oh Me by Caleb Grant Music. Check this out live on Two Step Tribe.
So sick of all my old friends always talking down on me. And I used to think that when I grew up I could be a celebrity. Oh me. Wipe off that brown, fake a smile, it's so easy. Call up your folks, crack up some jokes, and act like it's all a breeze. Oh me. Take your records, take your time, take your freedom, give me mine. It's such a shame we let it go. I guess I'm better off alone. All the highways, all the miles, all the times you got me high, just to leave my hand empty on the street. Oh me, oh me. So sick of all my old friends always talking shit about me. And I used to think that when I grew up I could be a celebrity. Oh me, oh
See that song, that one right there. All of them that I listened to, I loved everything that you sent. But I will tell you that one spoke to me the most. I understand how you wrote it. I understand what was going through your head when you were laying down the heartbeat on it.
You will get that song, man. I was coming fresh off of quitting two bands that were on the same label. Being the only sober guy. Nothing wrong with those dudes at all. But I just when I decided I was gonna go solo, I felt a certain type of way about some things that were being said about me, and I was like, I got something for y'all, man. And so I did that song. I was hesitant to put it out, and my girlfriend was like, "That's a banger," and I was like, "All right, I'm gonna do it then." So that was the
She's
first
right.
single. That's the first single off the record that comes out in October.
I like
Well,
it.
that's so solid, man. The track, that's great. The testament to what you did there at the house. I just love that track. I felt the groove, the scansion, the way the syllables fell in the pocket. You nailed it across the board for me.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. It's always terrifying to like, to do everything yourself because if it's great, you get all the credit, but if it sucks, it's all your fault. You know what I mean? And I guess that's the
Oh,
risk you
your
take,
fault.
but
Yeah, yeah. There ain't nobody to yell at.
yeah. But that's part of like that keeps me going, I like to learn and get better, and I'm okay with not being good at stuff. Like, cause you gotta, the harder the thing that you're doing, the longer you're gonna be not good at it, and you gotta be cool with not being good at stuff to get better. And so for me, like part of my selling point as being a solo artist was like, Prince played every instrument on his first record, wrote every song, produced it himself, and I was like. Not that they have the same appreciation for that in 2025 or that I'm Prince, but I was like, there's people out there that will think it's cool that I'm doing this myself. And those are the people I'm looking for.
If you truly have a vision and if you're truly trying to do something that's familiar but fresh at the same time, you're always going to be somewhat challenged by if you have to use other people to help facilitate that, you're always at the mercy of how much of the objective they grasp. And if they don't grasp it 100%, well, that's potentially where you'll have a near miss
And
when you're trying to
intent
hit the, yeah.
intent matters. Intent comes through the speakers, and like I don't know how to describe it, but it matters. And having people involved with your music that don't care about the transparency of it, they don't care what it's going to do for other people. Not that there's a ton of great producers and engineers out there, but there's also a lot of people out there that just want your money, and they don't care about the best interest of the song. And that's for me is why I was like, I have to do this myself so I can at least know that it's honest and I can know that the intent behind it was 100% authentic in me, because I did all of it. And like that's the risk I was willing to take. Um but a lot of my heroes do that. It's not uncommon for people to produce their own music. I think a lot of it comes down to like your ability on the instrument. Like if you're prolific on an instrument, you can usually do a lot of the stuff yourself. And I felt like I was being lazy by not producing my own music, if I'm going to be honest. I felt
Well,
like in 20,
it's
I felt,
hard.
yeah,
Yeah. For you to be on both sides of the fishbowl, that's hard. You can't always be air traffic control and the pilot of the airplane at the same time,
yeah.
and both are a different skill set.
And you have to take breaks. This is what I tell other people that are doing their own stuff. Because we're always going to listen to our own music a lot. And that's the worst thing you can do. Even if you're just producing somebody else, you don't want to listen to the song too many times. So for me, it took me about 5 months to make the Big Red Button to make this album. I could have made it way quicker, but I ended up going back and redoing stuff so much after I would take time away and listen. And I think that's the hardest part is not getting in a rush because you just, no matter how much you think you can get done, it's important to give your mind a break and separate the producer and the musician in your head, and give them time to get back in line. But I've actually really enjoyed that. It's made me really enjoy listening to music again too.
I enjoy listening to your music, and I want to hear another one, Tracy. What do we got
Me
on deck?
too. I was queuing us up, saying hello to some people on another station. We're on multiple stations right now on Two Step Tribe. That's the number 2. Two Step Tribe checking in, saying hello to you. I did just check in with some folks on another channel asking for music. So we are shifting over here, and I'm looking at Caleb Grant. Caleb, I'm looking at maybe what, Texas Sky?
Yeah, we got 2 left.
Yep. You want to go to
Yeah,
Texas Sky?
let's do Texas Sky. That song's also available on all Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all that
Okay.
good stuff. Another one I wrote in rehab in 2022.
You got it. All right. Texas Sky right now. This is Caleb Grant standing by with us live. Check it out.
Got a million why she's really leaving this time. She said, you know, I can't deal with all of the pills and the wine. I guess it's just like they say, you get burned when you play with the fire. She slammed the door hard and told all her friends I'm a liar. And I got high, higher than a Texas sky. Drank until the sun came up, smoking like the 4th of July. I could lie, but I'm fucked up. And I think she's really leaving 'cause she never even said goodbye. Oh, goodbye. I hopped in my car, lit a smoke up and put it in drive. And I was pulling away from all of the sins in life. And I should have known it'd be bad 'cause she left me on a Friday night. I drank until dawn, right up through the morning light. And I got high, higher than a Texas sky. Drank until the sun came up, smoking like the 4th of July. I could lie, but I'm fucked up. And I think she's really leaving 'cause she never even said goodbye. Oh, goodbye. Higher than a Texas sky. Lord, I drank until the sun came up. I was smoking like the 4th of July. I could lie, but I'm fucked up. And I know she's really leaving 'cause she never even said goodbye. Oh, goodbye. She got a million reasons for why she's really leaving this time.
Such a solid ass track. Those 16s you had running with that delay in the background, I was feeling that, bro.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. Y'all are speaking the same language right there.
I
Speaking
know. I know.
the universal
We
language.
should be hanging out right now, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. We're gonna be. Now you gonna end up seeing a great big shadow roll up on the porch in Mahia.
Come on, bro. I got an extra a bedroom for you, dude.
Yeah. We got we're still in here tonight with Caleb Grant. Got to check out his music, bringing him into Two Step Tribe. I do have a surprise for Uncle Ryano that Caleb is the perfect person for me to do this with. Caleb, I want to see your honest, immediate reaction to this. And Uncle Ryano, we, as in some members of the tribe, want to see your true, honest reaction to this as well. This is a song that I'm about to play.
Oh, no.
And Caleb, don't go anywhere because Caleb's got the one that you cannot get anywhere except for right here. Right here, you'll get Caleb's song, Caleb Grant. Y'all hold on. It's an exclusive that he's got that we're going to get to play for you because it's not out yet. However, before we do that, we have a song in here that I have been requested by the tribe, literally, to play to get a hold of Uncle Ryano and say, can you please get this in front of him and tell him, hey, what do you think of this? And so, Uncle Ryano, you can tell me yes or no, because we are all about the artists. We are artists, but to us on the show, it is about you, Caleb. It is about the artists. So I have said, I will bring this up tonight, but I'm supposed to not do this. But Uncle Ryano, it's not your song.
Is it something we wrote?
How do I answer that? Yeah, I did. And then something happened with it. And then it went over to somewhere else in Miami. And then they did something with it.
Oh, a little remix action.
So I don't know what you would say.
Okay.
I just know that I have been called and said, can you please? Like they're on edge in the studio going, please.
Okay, go ahead and run through it. And let's go verse and chorus. And because this is the Caleb show right now, but we're also tribe, so we do, you're going to find out real quick. Caleb, tribe goes from DC, Chicago, New Jersey, all the way down to Miami, all the way over to LA. And over in the UK. So you have a huge family you just joined, and this is by way. There's a metal band that is a proud member of tribe that's down. I think I know what she's saying. Is this the one that we worked on with Billy Ray Cyrus?
It is the original song that I had written, and then Billy Ray Cyrus jumped in, and then 100 Meter Screams grabbed it in the studio. And they have been working so hard in trying to get a hold of me, and I have been out of pocket. You've been also out of pocket, and so we love them dearly as family. And then I'm literally getting messaged, and we love them dearly. But Caleb, you and your music and your experience with guitar and everything, I was like, wait a minute. And I'm looking at my phone. I'm trying not to, but I'm getting messages going like, Caleb would be the perfect person to understand.
Yeah, play. Let's
dig into the guitar and all these.
Let's give it a run, Tracy.
It's up to you.
Yeah, we're too far in now. Let's go.
No, I want to hear it. Let's hear it.
All right, here it is, Uncle Ryano. I'm just gonna say flag. They've got a flag. This is 100 Meter Scream. Here you go, tribe.
Laced his boots, took the oath, raised his hand, gave us hope. Just a kid, stood so tall, silence where he used to call. Got a flag, but we want our sons. They gave me a flag, hold it tight. Said he was brave for the fight. Don't need a symbol, don't need the lights. Pray for the souls every night. Just want our sons. Got a flag, but we want our sons. Tears are falling, world moves on. Screaming inside while they play the songs. Got a flag, but we want our sons. Sky is blue, feels so gray. Every step drifts further away. Boots he wore, they just say, can't touch his face, can't handle it. Fought for a dream, red, white, and blue. Cost of freedom, they won't tell you. A mother's heart never heals. World is turning, no big deal. Got a flag, but we want our sons. Tears are falling, world moves on. Screaming inside while they play their songs. Got a flag, but we want our sons. They don't see his face when they salute. Don't feel the holes left in my roots. They talk about honor, they They talk about pride. Who's gonna hold me when I cry? Was so loud, feel so cold. A hero story left untold. Why the brave have to die so young? Got a flag, but we want our sons. Laced his boots, took the oath. Gave his life, but lost our hope. Folded tight in my trembling hands. Piece of cloth I don't understand. Want my son.
Sick.
There's
Uncle,
stylistic collisions of Depeche Mode meets The Clash meets who
It
else?
gave me. I was gonna say, Tears for Fears meets Thin Lizzy
Okay.
with the three guitars. It's like Iron Maiden, Thin Lizzy, and then the vocals
I heard
remind me
Iron
of
Maiden.
like 80s hypnotic thing, which I like. I think it's cool.
The instrumentals are crazy,
Banging.
literally. I love the instrumentals. So I probably will get with you, Uncle Rhino, on some back channels. But I just was they had worked their selves together so long for that, and I just want to say thank you to them, taking care of each other at 100-meter screams out there. We know you worked really, really hard, and of course we love it. We love you, and Uncle Rhino just got to hear it as well, as I promised. And I will definitely be in touch with you, of course. So, Uncle Rhino.
Yeah, Caleb, your music tonight, aside from Iconics Radio, who will be carrying us to the market of Houston, which is 9 million plus people, you'll also be carried on True Grit Radio and Music Row Radio, but you'll also be picked up on 107.5 The Swamp, which is 60 syndicated stations that goes to 195 countries, as well as Heroes Media Group with 2.3 monthly visitors there, 2.3 million monthly visitors. So, and that's we're still growing. We're only 5 months old as a show. So,
Man, that's so cool. Appreciate that.
yeah, you're going into the official. You'll be added to the official Two Step Tribe playlist on Spotify. So
Awesome.
look it up, save it, share it. We're currently at over 17 hours of music. It's all your brothers and sisters who've been on the show with us. Phenomenal American music, every style, every genre that is truly American music, from heavy metal like 100-meter scream to Leroy Romans, who's, as Tracy so eloquently put it, reggae royalty. You'll have
Sorry to stop you, but 100-meter scream was the band we just heard, right?
yeah.
That's him.
Okay,
Ralph
awesome.
is the lead
Cool.
singer. Ralph
I'm gonna
and
check
Gloria.
those guys out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Ralph. He's saying hi. They're all in here saying hello.
What up, dude?
Yeah, Ralph, Gloria, hi. Thank you. They're saying, hello to Caleb and to Uncle Rhino there. We did get someone who gave their opinion. They've heard both versions. They said they actually liked the changeover. In their opinion, it's not heavy, but yet the other one tugged at the heart. So no real, how did they put it? It said definitely changed the mood of the original version. Good in my opinion. The original one tugs at the heart more.
Well, you had one that was from a mother, and then you had another one from Americans. So, I mean, that's really the way. You needed to have it. You needed to have it like that, where you were going to have, that's why I always told you I didn't want to touch it, because it was so uniquely personal from a mother about her son. So from a writer to a writer, I said, hands off, stop touching it. Because for me, that made it divine. To Caleb's point earlier, I love it. That type of thing that is so uniquely honest. That was written in a moment of pain where there was no sugar or water added. And so for that, the honesty, even though that was very specific, okay, I loved what that was. Now, what it's been created now via 100-meter scream also stands on its own as something that has a wider reach. And I think,
Which to me is what a cover should do. You know,
Mhm.
it should be
Yeah.
that artist's take on the song. You know,
Yep. And a great song can be written multiple different ways and still have a significant impact. That's just a testament to the song itself.
oh yeah,
Well,
look at
now
her,
you've got
Johnny
100
Cash.
Meter Scream is talking to Caleb. They said, let Caleb know he knows his stuff. So the lead singer, 100 Meter Screams, that was them just doing that song. Now they're communicating back and forth with Caleb. So they watched
Cool.
his head going around like his hair, like when they're they're loving it. You're the perfect guest for us to do this. And then I know that they worked so hard, literally, and a lot of studio time, a lot of work. And so we just want to say we're grateful.
A lot of work outside of the studio to get that studio time taken care of. You know,
Yes,
that's what people
and we
really don't
value
see.
our relationships over anything else. So but there again, yes, we love you two so much. We've got another one in here with Caleb Grant. Caleb Grant gave his opinion without even knowing anything about the song. Caleb, you liked it.
Yeah, I did. I liked it. I thought it was really cool. I thought the riffing was great. It kind of reminds me of Audio Slave of Cochise. I thought it was ripping. Yeah, and I love the vocals. I like that they're not overproduced. I like that there's not too much pitch correction. I like that it's got almost like like I was trying to say earlier, like a hypnotic thing to it, like those great '80s vocals had. They were super produced, but not overproduced, and they almost made you feel like you were just in a hallway, like looking down a dark hallway at the singer. You know,
Yeah.
I like
Tears for Fears, Depeche Mode, that era right there had some great, unique stuff
modern English.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
cool.
they're all paying attention now. So they're all tuned in to everything that you're saying, Uncle Ryano and Caleb here. They're even talking back and forth to you all through me. And we still have the one in here for Caleb. So Caleb, we actually have the one in here, I believe, that you have not released yet.
Yeah, so
Right.
this song I also did myself. This is my dad's favorite song. And without getting too much into it, my dad and I just recently started kind of talking again. Mostly because of my time as an alcoholic. You know, I caused a lot of damage, you know, and just a lot of embarrassment. And this song is really an acknowledgement to that, but also like, all right, it's time for me to let myself off the hook and
Yeah.
stop feeling like a piece of crap all the time, because I can't go back and change any of that stuff. But like living in it is terrible. So that's what this song is about. It's called Wishing, and it comes out everywhere on Friday. So if you guys dig it, go follow me on Spotify or wherever you listen to music, and it'll be ready to go on Friday morning. But
Yeah.
hope
And
y'all like it.
it is Wishing. No G there. It is Wishing.
No, gee, I can't spell. No, I'm just kidding.
No, there is no G there. It's WISHIN. It is Wishing by Caleb Grant. So hear it exclusively right now on Two Step Tribe Live with Caleb Grant, Uncle Ryano, and I
Also,
right here.
all these songs are in all caps. Like if you're looking for them on Spotify, just all capital letters.
Yep, it is. It's literally all in caps too. It made it very easy for me working in the studio, so I appreciate that actually.
For
Here we
sure.
are. It is Wishing. It comes out on Friday by Caleb Grant.
Choose my battles before I turned 18. I wish I could control my anger, instead I always scream. I wish I was a better friend, wish I wasn't always on the mend. But one piece at a time, all my days reminiscing. And I'm so tired of wishing. Wish I learned to fix my heart before I broke another. I wish I never went to jail in front of my younger brother. I wish I was a better son. Wish I wasn't always on the run. But one piece at a time, all my days start to unwind, and I can't tell if I'm living. Am I just scared of quitting? Giving up my time, running around my mind. Man, I'm so tired of reminiscing, and I'm so tired of wishing.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. That is Wishing with Caleb Grant. Comes out on Friday. Check this out. I love it. Right, Uncle Rhino?
Yeah, that ain't 3 chords, but it is the truth.
I think it might actually be 3 chords.
Yeah.
3 chords in the truth. Never
Yeah.
fails. Always serves you right. That's actually a true story, though. You can feel it, Caleb. I can feel every bit of it. Talking about your little brother, all sorts of things. So I definitely see why your dad, like, that's one that, relates to him in the
That's
heart.
a song that if you've never been in no trouble, or if you've been a good person your whole life, you probably won't like that song, which that's a good thing. I made that song for the older brothers and for, all the people that learn shit the hard way because
Yeah.
they don't listen, you know. I think those are
Well,
the people that song is for.
I'm glad you're letting yourself off the hook because we all fall, and everything is for a reason. And the one thing that is regretful is just as you've already acknowledged is all the pain that the people who you love had to go through because they loved you back. Well, for that's legit, but there was something bigger happening. You had to go through all of that because you're going to be the only one to tell somebody else how to walk out of the briar patch.
That's what I told
And
my dad the other night. I was like, I really feel like I had to go through all this stuff because now I work part time at a smoke shop on the side. And all the time I'll have conversations with customers and they get to telling me stuff like I've known them their whole life. And it hasn't always been that way for me, and I think now it's because when somebody tells me they're going through something, I really freaking get it. Like I really
Yep.
understand, you know. I know what it's like to not have nowhere to live. I know what it's like to have warrants. I know what it's like to be broke, like to be making bad choices over and over and want to change and not be able to. Like, and I think all that stuff like is gonna come in handy for the rest of my life, and I'm gonna use that to help people, you know, because I think that's why I'm still here with the brain and I'm happy and healthy. I don't want to waste that, you know. Without getting spiritual, God is the one that got me sober, and that's the reason that I do this with such passion and purpose is because I really do feel like I'm gonna help some people, get through their life.
Brandon Kenny said it better than anybody. He said, I thank God Jesus runs with the rough crowd.
I love that. I love that.
Song. There's another song. Y'all got me. Song. It's been a while, but usually like through talking with guests, we literally have people. So we've got a lot of communication going on. I want to say thank you to Synapse. I see that there. I agree with you. They're saying that's the best one right there. You're going to release on Friday.
Thank you.
We're streaming right now, Caleb, on 19 platforms. So if you just in case you wondered what Tracy's over there, she's got octopus DNA. So she's got arms going in all directions, jumping from platform to platform. Yeah.
Literally. I can see most of them. Some of them I can't. The ones that are over here talking to me are definitely talking about your alternative vibe. Synapse, I wanted to say thank you to them for tuning in here to the show. I'm both with Brei Carter and Caleb Grant, and then Ralph Miguel, obviously the lead singer of 100 Meter Scream. We have Gloria tuning in. We have someone tuning in saying, "Do we have time for one more?" They want another one out of us, and I'm like, that's a great question.
Yep, we got time for one more. Let's crank it out and show them what we got.
Do I need to get my acoustic guitar?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You'll have to tell me if it sounds bad in like the first 10 seconds, and we'll figure something out because I don't know how it'll sound.
If we can't hear good, we'll squint our ears.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Uncle Ryano? Were you saying she said yes?
Yeah, Tracy said, uh-huh. Yeah, he said, do I need my acoustic? She said, uh-huh. Yeah.
Knee-jerk reaction.
Uh-huh.
Let's get it going here.
I'm copying tonight.
Mm-hmm. You look good in them shades, girl.
Can you hear me singing? Is there a lag?
Oh, it sounds pretty.
Okay, all right, cool. I'll play y'all another one. This song comes out next month. I want to say
he sounds so nice. I'm glad I'm not wearing pants right now.
But I wrote this song.
Tracy paid no attention to me. Did you just see that? It's like my second wife. She pays no attention to me.
You said no pants.
No
Same thing
pants.
happens when my pants come off too. It's okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But this is a song called "Don't." It comes out in August. It'll come out basically a month from Friday. I wrote this song a couple years ago. Let me get a swig of this Dr. Pepper real quick.
Of course, the taste of Texas.
Uh-huh. Invented about 30 minutes from my house.
Yeah, that man said, uh-huh.
Oh, let me get my other pick. Here we go. Sorry. Well, I just called you to say you've been on my mind, but you don't answer no more, so I guess it's fine for tonight. I'm sorry about the way that I never say goodbye. I guess I got too caught up in saving my pride, but it's fine, 'cause I'll just keep my truck and drive, pointed towards the sky. And I gave up smoking cigarettes and took up getting high. I'm too damn stoned to see the road that I'm on tonight. They say real love's gonna find a way back home. Till it don't give a reason, don't know it's leaving goodbye. And I don't wanna argue, I'm too tired to fight. I'm sorry about the way that I got caught up in a lie. Yes, I did. I guess I got too caught up in the wrong and the right. But it's fine, 'cause I'll just keep my truck and drive, pointed towards the sky. And I gave up smoking cigarettes and took up getting high. I'm too damn stoned to see the road that I'm on tonight. They say real love's gonna find a way back home. Baby, till it don't. Baby, till it don't. Oh, I got stoned. She got gone. Now it gone. I'll just keep my truck and drive, pointed towards the sky. And I gave up smoking cigarettes and took up getting high. I'm too damn stoned to see the road that I'm on tonight. And I'll just keep my truck and drive, pointed towards the sky. And I gave up smoking cigarettes, but I'm still getting high. I'm too damn stoned to see the road that I'm on tonight. And they say real love's gonna find a way back home. Till it don't. Baby, till it don't. Oh, till it don't. But I just called you to say you've been on my mind.
Mhm.
That
Yes,
was
sir.
great. I actually love that.
Thank
I
you.
like it. That was good. You got a whole lot of every one of you over here commenting. I'm saying thank you instead of digging through it. Although the truck they're wanting to make sure it's an F-250, but
It's an F1. It's
okay,
an F-150. It's a diesel.
there you
Yeah.
go. It's an F-150, y'all.
We also own a Mini Cooper, which is what I drive to work. It's a 6-speed manual transmission. It's the
Last
total opposite of a truck.
last time I tried to get in a Mini Cooper, it was a Max
Oh,
Cooper by the time I got out of it.
Oh,
So,
brother, he doesn't have much suspension going for it.
mm-mm.
he's too
Yeah.
big.
So
Like, what are you? 6'7" and
I hatched.
something?
Yeah, I hatched. I came out with car
Are you
parts
really?
hanging off of
Yeah,
me.
You
Yeah,
6'7"?
he's tall. He's
Oh my
like, how
gosh.
tall are you? 6'5"?
I'm 6'5". Yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
God,
yeah,
that's insane. What's that
Yeah.
like? I've never been over 6 foot once in my life.
yeah. Well, 300 pounds, 6'5". Uh, old but still growling.
Oh
He's about the size of
yeah.
my news. He's 16 now, but he's the same size. Yeah. So you got a lot of reactions here. 100-meter screams is like, we need to get together and collab, and definitely we will get 100-meter
That was
screams back
shit.
on. And we have to get Caleb. We'll get you back on here and get you back in rotation 2 and what we're doing at Two-Step Tribe. Just like we tell the others that are in with us on Tribe, usually reach out, grab a few artists, send them our way. That is what someone did for you. Someone literally reached and said, hey,
It
I
was
want you
Gabe,
to
right?
have huh?
It was Gabe, wasn't it?
Probably
Yeah, it was
Gabe.
Gabe.
I
Gabe
am close
Choate.
to
Shout
Gabe.
out Gabe Choate. That is who.
Yeah,
I know that's who it was because he texted
yeah,
me about
yeah.
this.
He's
Also
super
has great
duper
music.
close.
Yeah.
He's
Gabe is
very close.
amazing,
I
Yeah,
and
love
he's one of my favorite humans too. So
Gabe.
that's a win-win.
Gabe is one of the few people that actually he met me when I was still drinking. He met
oh,
me like 3 months before I quit, and then we actually got to see each other again for the first time since then, like 5 months ago.
Oh,
So it
wow.
was so cool to get to reconnect. But Gabe is a great guy.
He's
Beautiful.
super close to it. So super, super close. So yeah, you have to do what Gabe did then. That's what Gabe did is he turned around and grabbed like 4 or 5 and said, these are who I want to come on. I said, all right, just give my number. I trust you.
Awesome.
You have to call him and tell him you were worried because Uncle Ryano told you that Gabe Choate had diabetes.
I'll tell him as soon as I get off.
Yeah,
He's
you got to say it just like that too. Diabetes. He'll know exactly what you're talking about. He's got that song Sweet Tooth. So I told him that song will give you diabetes. Yeah.
I know that song. That's it.
Oh, that was an interesting episode, everybody. If y'all want to see one where they got me real good, it's that one. You go to YouTube and look up the one with Gabe Choate on it about his song Sweet Tooth, and I was asking for chocolate cake.
I've played that song with Gabe before.
Yeah, I was like, well, is it chocolate cake? What is it?
That was a song about a totally different subject matter, and Tracy over there focused on groceries. Yeah.
It's a fun fact for you guys while we're talking about Gabe. I was at a songwriter circle with him. That song is about a lady from Wichita Falls. And if you've ever been to Wichita Falls, bro, I mean, it's like a truck stop of a town. Like it's like a big Walmart got together and built a city. But that's what Sweet Tooth is. Well, Wichita Falls.
Oh, that made it even funnier now. You know why I'm laughing.
Oh, hell. It is what it is, man.
It's
Lord
not
have
cake.
mercy.
I know that now. It's not cake.
Yeah, more cake. Yeah. She's gonna go straight to Twinkies and Ding Dongs if we don't stop. We're gonna have to change the subject. Yeah.
No, thank you. I'll go with some package deals. I'll go.
Okay, she still keeps going. She's talking about packages. Come on, you're killing me. This is supposed to be a Sunday school. This is a family show. Easy. You're making Jesus cry.
I'll go make it myself. I'll go make cake. How's that?
Center.
No. Well, but if you're still okay in the good book.
Okay. Don't make me go get my Bible again. I'm gonna break my Bible out. Where is it?
That's what you did. I swear it wasn't Gabe. You did that too. I swear you did it.
Yeah. I don't know where I put it, but I had a Bible. When Gabe was singing that song, I held up my Bible right there on the screen and started. Yeah.
Mine was bigger.
Awesome.
Yeah. Mine was bigger, but yes, they taught me a lesson that night.
We're about to have to hop off and call it a night, guys, but we had an absolutely amazing time with you, Caleb, and we really appreciate you taking time to come hang with us, buddy.
For sure. Thank y'all so much for having me on. I enjoyed talking about Radney. I feel like those guys don't get talked about near enough. Like I said, tell him thank you for me. Love that dude. But thank you guys for playing the new music. I absolutely had a blast being on here, and I enjoyed the artist performance. She was great.
Oh, good.
Once we have this episode bagged and tagged, and I've got the link to it, me and Radney will be talking about Caleb Grant. So you have yourself a wonderful evening thinking about that.
Yeah,
thank you so much, bro. I appreciate it. I really do. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, send over some artists. Like I said, we're over here wanting to get the time on for our artists out there. It's on our own time too. It's not like there's a dime to this. And thank you again. Thank you, Ralph. Ralph's saying thank you. Thank you. Go check out 100 Meter Screen. Check out Caleb Grant Music. Miss Brei Carter in the house tonight, gracing us here in the beginning. Please go check out all of these artists. And thank you again, Ralph and Gloria. They're saying for Uncle and Caleb too over here. Miss Gloria is sending you her love. So Caleb Grant, it has been great to have you on Two-Step Tribe. We're going to sign out right now. Check everything out on YouTube at the number 2, Two-Step Tribe. Check us out. Thanks.
Stick around backstage, Caleb.
Stick around.
This has been a Patriots Inside the Wire production. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Two-Step Tribe, where you, the viewer, are always the rock star of this show. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share. We cannot do this without you. Your uncle says so. And you are loved and appreciated. Sergeant Two-Step, sign us out. Let's load up.